There is something outside. Cigarette butts. A pile stops to cut out cigarette butt. Slightly up by your background. One can still smell tobacco smoke. Robert's house. I hope it will help me because like I'm clueless, totally clueless. Well, what happened? Ay, I've missed this. Okay. Ay. Unsuspect 3 clues. Seen in newspaper clipping dated over a year ago. Mysterious death in King Street. The spiritualist who went by the name of Felix Magnus claimed that he would die at his next seance. But the outcome held even more drama. Mr. Magnus demonstrated to several clients that their closest friends and relations were swindling them via Magnus himself, before a burst of smoke and flame ended the seance abruptly. Magnus was declared dead by a certain Dr. Wilson who was attending as a client. Tell me about
My brother has
Howard.
become obsessed with some secret bank account. He inherited almost all of my father's fortune, as well he should as the male heir, but some was locked in a secret account. I think it unlikely that it should be a significant amount. I went along to the seances a couple of times. I thought it was a waste of my brother's time.
Legal.
Power of attorney to a psychic? That sounds very unusual indeed.
This is the last one, because it's like a hard one. Or it's like pretty late, I don't like think straight. Several scroll notes. Bentland Bank, A7 cross out Bank of Kent, 27 up cross out York Bank. Cross out also. Note added to father's will. A note appended to the father's will saying that the bulk of my fortune is safely secured in an account, the particulars of which will be communicated by word of mouth to my son. I will go to the psychic house once again. There are other people.
Keep moving. Easy does it.
What's going on? Wait, do we have like everything? No, this is actually white. That means there is still something. There is a grade once. We haven't seen like the thing that's saying no, everything is fine. You can accuse someone. But here's like clues marks, suspect marks. Excuse me. Okay, you also. You.
I have no doubt.
I don't either. Why neither do I? Okay, we're clearly missing something. Can we accuse anyone? No, we can't even accuse yet. That means one thing. We were still missing one location. Okay. Okay, now I'm afraid I don't know what to do next. For real. One can still smell tobacco smoke. This was kinda weird. Maybe there was some kinda... This is... No, but here's like... This is great. This is white. Still something missing. But what? But what? Where was the cigar? Was it over here? I'm thinking of a cigar because it was like out of nowhere. And I wonder if we missed maybe some kinda smell track. It was in another Assassin's Creed, you could smell things. And you saw the past road of object or person with a smell. Like an animal or something like you are doing. Yeah, such a
That's a girl.
instincts. But here's
Look
a...
out!
This is not the place. Everything we want to grab illustrations. Let's see if I was right. Here is a... Tobacco scent. Yes! Good thinking. Okay. Random thoughts, but yeah. They actually said the smell thing. Street corner. Tell me about Trump.
That's me. Yeah, some fella come by here every so often. Gives me a silver sixpence if I tell him everything about the folks in that house.
Who?
Nothing unusual about him. Just a regular fella. I've seen him go into that building over there.
Over what building? Office. Defend civilian. What? The horse? Hey. Okay, this is the last location. Only clues, no suspects. Where are the clues? Even higher? business cards. Several business cards for a medical doctor, all identical, except each is printed with a different name. Make ones. Tadeusz note. W arrive after the others as usual. It will deflect suspicion. Also, make it certain that we get a big flash this time. They must be convinced it's enough to kill me. That was amazing. Yeah, just as I thought, he wanted to do the same, but we can't, like, you know, blame the dead guy. A set of files containing disorganized details regarding Tadeusz's clients. For example, wants Kat to tell her he should inherit. Jenny's sister called her Sissy. The cat loved to play with lady used teaspoons. Wants you to tell her that her sister approves of the marriage. Knows act number. Needs his signature to access. Howard's father enjoyed gross shooting.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
Well now. Okay, there's still like someone actually probably did this, but let's... okay, there's still one thing. She says the account number is A72 at Kentish Bank. Okay, jump out of the window, thank you. And go back here.
Walk on, girl. Who's a good horse? You are. Steady on. Yeah. 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 Easy.
Parking style.
Do you
Scheme.
think someone paid Thaddeus to tell my lady that a cat wanted them to inherit? Well, that would be quite a clever scheme indeed.
I was afraid my mouse got out of the screen, but no. Because from time to time it happens when my mouse is losing focus of the screen and is going to the other one. When I click left button, my game minimize. Happened to crash even. Scheme.
I simply do not believe it. And if you're implying that my butler was paying Thaddeus, I must ask you, why would a great psychic do the bidding of a common butler?
No, scheme.
My own sister, paying Thaddeus off? I thought he was a bit too insistent that I sign that paper. Well, Anne is going to get a good talking to, believe you me.
Believe you me. Scheme.
Good Lord, you found the office? I admit it then. Thaddeus and I traveled the world, bamboozling the gullible and then exposing the swindle. But his death was meant to be a fake. I have no reason to want Thaddeus dead. Quite the contrary.
Huh.
Do you
Scheme.
believe that Everett paid Thaddeus to manipulate me? It cannot be true. Thaddeus knew all of my comings and goings. He genuinely could communicate with the world beyond.
Okay, I've discovered all locations. But still, like, something is here to discover. I'm not sure what. Okay. So now's the question. Who did this? There are few people's like, more than few. Dr. Wilburn expresses astonishment that although Thaddeus foretold his own death, it happened in such a manner. Claims he came to Thaddeus as a client to clarify his financial situation. Howard Robertson complains that he was obliged to come to many seances in hopes of having his question answered, only to be given fragments of the number he sees. Today he was promised the entire number. A legal paper claims that Thaddeus encouraged him to sign some legal paper to demonstrate his trust in Thaddeus to his deceased father, Douglas, Lady Ursula Butler. Comes to the seance to assist his employee, Lady Ursula. Feels that Thaddeus gave a seance to a group of people to increase the drama. He's like the most suspicious right now, but I'm not sure. This is like one person that I actually don't like Thaddeus, so is that the reason to kill? Okay, Lady Ursula, wealthy client of Thaddeus, claims she came to Thaddeus to contract. Excuse me again. Damn it, it's actually pretty late, so we're gonna do this and probably gonna end in half an hour. Okay. Claims she came to Thaddeus to contact her departed loved ones, Mittens. She wants Mittens to tell her to whom she should leave her fortune. Claims she came to Thaddeus after the death of Mittens, but wow, Mittens was supposed to tell her Mittens is a cat, what, right? Says that Mittens is her cat who died in an accident, claims that she herself is ill and does not have long to live. Okay, and Janice asks with notes that, contrary to what actually took place, Thaddeus had claimed that his clients would each learn everything before his death. As that Thaddeus was able to recount details of Jenny's life he couldn't possibly have known. She feels certain he could have put her in contact with her deparated sister. Came to Thaddeus to contact her deparated sister in hopes of obtaining advice concerning the acceptance of a marriage proposal. And Jenny's father believes that Thaddeus was swindling his daughter Jenny. States that now that Thaddeus is gone, Janice will agree to marry Everett Boyd. Proclaims belief in the honorable intentions and future success of Everett. Say that Janice's elder sister was strong-willed and that Janice deferred to her in general. Everett Boyd, Janice's suitor, refers to Thaddeus as a swindler and blames him for the delay of his engagement. Professes love for Janice, says that he would be honored if she would accept his hand in marriage, plans to use the money settled on Janice by her father to invest in bravery. This is another like... Actually we had to find that guy, but I'm sure. Lady Ursula's maid claims that Lady Ursula's health is not good, and without her cat, she has nothing left to live for. States that Douglas has been Lady Ursula Butler for years. Say that she and Douglas have plans to marry as soon as he gets enough money, which he has told her very will occur soon. How? Okay, claims that Ursula was planning to leave all her money to her cat, Mittens. Claims that Lady Ursula went to the house in hopes Mittens will communicate to her what she should do with her money. Okay, there are two people, like, for me. Douglas, he doesn't like him and wanted to get money fast. And the same for this colonel, he doesn't like him. And don't believe that. Thaddeus note. W. Arrive after the others as usual. It will deflect suspicions. Sorry, come on. I hope it didn't hurt. Also make certain that we get a big flash this time. They must be convinced that it's enough to kill me. Client files. A set of files containing a disorganized detail regarding Tadeu's clients. For example, okay, note, business cards. There is note A7 to Kentish Bank. And there was those crossed things. Oh yeah, this one. York Bank 72. Robert's house. A note appended to the father's will specifying that the bulk of my fortune is safely secured in an account, the particular of which will be communicated by word of mouth to my son. We're here. Nobody else is like, I want to blame only him from this place. Not sure. But we're gonna do a shortcut.
He was going to reveal my plot. He paid the price for betraying a fellow crook.
This Thaddeus fellow was rather too clever by half. But you pieced it all together very cleverly. Mr. Raymond was particularly interested in this one. He admired the duplicity of Thaddeus.
I mean, it makes sense. Because actually I also suspected the other person, but the other person wasn't here. Okay, let's see the summary. Spiritualist Tadeusz Pip routinely swindled not just his clients, but his clients' friends and families. In city after city, Tadeusz and his confederate, Dr. Wilburn, lured in those desperate to speak to the departed in the afterworld. But the swindles were doubly paid, first by the clients and then by those close to them who wishes to manipulate them. In such a fashion, Miss Anne Roberts hoped to gain legal authority for her brother in order to remove funds from a secret bank account. Mr. Everett Boyd wished to ensure his marriage to Janice Aquif would take place in order to gain a lucrative settlement, and Lady Ursula's butler, Douglas, wished to have her dead cat console her to leave her fortune to Douglas himself. But none of this accounted for Tadeusz Quirk was enjoying giving a good lesson to his fellow swindlers once he emptied the coffers of his clients. Tadeusz then habitually, oh, okay, that doesn't mean habitually. I think let's check. Okay, it's like normal, usually. Tadeusz then habitually exposed those manipulators before escaping by feigning his own death. This was corroborated by the supposed Dr. Wilburn purporting to be simply one more client. But on this occasion, Annie realized the coming exposure and enticed the battered Douglas, the only swindler presented at the crime scene, to murder Tadeusz in the dark. Oh, farewell Tadeusz, you might now speak to those in the outer world at your leisure. Henry Raymond. Yeah, there was like ton of dialogue. Tons of it. Like, this is the biggest case, I think. It was the biggest case. No, there is still one more. We're not gonna do this because we're like kinda sleepy for today. We have to do something simple. We have to do something simple here. And for the simple is probably this. Secrets of London, I'm gonna grab this. Actually kind of weird that we have it unlocked here. To this. Those sound simple, right? Should be fine. I mean, should be fine. Should be fine.